Traders, relax. We're here. We're alive. We feel fine, okay? Timmy, relax. Look, I understand Friday was rough, but if you watch the morning video, it's what we expected, if not a little bit better. We did expect there to be a battle of about $40, but that didn't come until the after hours. Now, during the market hours, we sat around $50 and came down to about $47.8 to end the day. It wasn't that bad overall, and overall, I still feel very good. I bought some more call options as well. Pretty far out of the money. Risky play, but that's what we do here. We risk it for the biscuit. The video might be a little bit longer, but I'm actually going to talk a shorter amount in the video. Some of you might be happy about that. But in this video, we're going to go over what iHorse said on Yahoo Finance. What a beautiful name, I know. Now, this guy has very transparent and very reliable data when it comes to AMC and some of the other meme stocks, if you will. And he works directly with S3. If you don't know who they do a very good job on deciphering the data that is returned from Ortex and other various data collection firms. So let's not waste any more time. We need to get you the good content that you know you need in your heart for Sunday, the Sabbath coming tomorrow, because I'm going to need everyone here to get on their knees and pray to the Lord, because we're going to need all the help we can get for Monday morning. And the hedges, they're probably going to need some help as well. So like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Let's get to it.
Carry on my wayward son.
And I call you up and I'm like, what's happening with AMC? What do I do? What do you tell me?
That's a great question. What I see is hedge funds and investors, because mostly on the short side, you've got institutional investors that are trading, have kept a big short position on for several months. This is not a new thing. This is a position that, as of early April, was 87 million shares short. Now we're at 90 million shares short. So shorts have not gone out of the trade, even though the stock price has gone down. So what I see is institutional short sellers with large conviction in the name staying on their bet. Okay,
so if the shorts are staying on their bet, do you get the sense that this is like a GameStop where the traders in there are trying to issue some kind of short squeeze here? Or do you think the price action, the buying on this end is different this time?
I think it has a lot of similarities with GameStop. Really, what we're seeing is a stock that is not trading on pure fundamentals and is trading on momentum, and basically it's almost in that cultish phase where I love GameStop, I love this stock, I'm going to stay long. On the short side, the traders got in at early May at around $10 a share. So theoretically, they loved it at 10. If you're a short seller, you probably love it at 30. You love it at 50. You love it at 70 because you're seeing downside down. I think a lot of shorts did get squeezed out, but over time period. But they were replaced by new shorts that were looking for new trades when the stock was trending upwards.
Yeah, and that melds with, say, Goldman Sachs data that sees that individual stocks are still getting short pretty heavily. So if you're seeing these new shorts being put on, like, what kind of paper losses do you think that we could actually wind up being, see in the market? Because in theory, that's why GameStop got so destabilizing, with a lot of those paper losses that materialized elsewhere, either when a margin call or you need to offset losses, et cetera.
Yeah, these are astronomical numbers. We saw short sellers lose $2.7 billion yesterday alone on the big run-up. Over the last couple of days, they were down over $3 billion, down $3 billion. They're down $4.5 billion in just the last week and a half. That's down 192% in less than 2 weeks. But that tells me that because I don't see share shortage changing, I don't see huge amount of buy the covers, their conviction is sky high. They're not leaving this trade. They're saying that the stock is not worth what the price is, and after some time period, they think that the stock is going to return down to levels that we've seen in the beginning of the year.
Can you give me some perspective on the call and put options that we're seeing? We had a chart earlier that shows that puts are now outpacing calls, and I'm wondering what that winds up meaning for the gamma squeezes or otherwise.
Yeah, that's a really, really important part to what happened in GameStop, what's happening here in AMC, is that the option writers who wrote these call options are hedging using short stocks, because no option writer goes home unhedged. They're looking just to make a spread and keep themselves without risk. So when a stock really snaps up this high, their hedge, which was probably 10, 20% of the notional of the trade, all of a sudden goes to 50, 60, 70, of their position. So they've got to go long just a heck of a lot of stock. So that's causing the stock price to rise, along with the normal long buyers that we're seeing in the market.
Last thought from me here. When does this end and how does it end?
That's a $100,000
$1 question.
Yeah, I mean, what I see is it really, I think it depends on the long side of the market. As long as the longs in the retail side, have their diamond hands and are holding on to their stock, then we're going to see a little bit of price stability, or at least prices staying up. It's if the long side starts losing, turning to paper hands and starting cashing in some of their unrealized profits, you're going to see the price drop. Shorts do not look like they're going away, so they're just sitting there and waiting for this price to drop. And I think this is all long side driven, up or down.
So I lied. This is my last quick question. Ihor, are you noticing any sort of action in other stocks that are going to be the next AMC?
Yeah, we have something called a squeeze risk score, which is telling us what stocks have huge potentials for short squeezes. So AMC is top of the list.
Okay, so in that video, he covers a lot of really good things. The one thing he does say is that AMC is at the top of the short squeeze list, and he has no real reason to side with anyone. He's not an ape. He's nothing like that. He just is very transparent with his content. That's what his job is. That's what he does for a living. So I do really like that aspect of it. He also mentions that they probably did cover some shares, which is most likely true. They probably did cover some, but they just replaced those with more other shorts, if that makes sense. So imagine you're trading options, right? And then you take profits on an option, you wait a day, and then you just dump money back into the option. Well, if the stock price keeps going up, then you're just losing money. You know what I mean? So like you're missing out on those profits on the way up. Now, let's say that they covered their position or some of their position around $60, and then the price dropped down to 40, and they just reallocated back into those shorts. They're not really making more money, and they're not really saving themselves any money. Yes, they may have covered some at that range, but they're still net negative, if that makes sense. They're not making any money on top of that. He also mentioned they did have some hedges as well, which, yes, they're not like me and you. They don't believe in the stock that much to go down. We believe it's going to go up, so we only buy longs. We don't even hedge. These guys, they're like, we better hedge this one, guys. This one could get kind of dangerous. So that is important to know as well, and that probably helped them with covering some of those positions. But it's important to know, even if they did cover some of those positions, like we can see from Ortex, there was 30 million shares returned, a little over 30 million actually, returned via Wednesday. And now it's important to know, yes, this data came in on Friday, which does suck, and Ortex says it's live, but it's T2, so most likely it's getting in there 2 days late from the time period it takes to settle. That's the important part to know, because it doesn't get reported until it settles. That is a very important factor to know here. So this is not shares being returned on Friday, shares being returned on Thursday. Everyone's like, why aren't we going up? No, that's not what it is, Timmy. Relax. This was from Wednesday when we got the major push to the upside. However, I do think shorts are going to start trying to make a push in the coming days. Monday could be rough, but that's not to say we don't look good still. They have a lot of ammunition, I think, still in the chamber, and things could get interesting. However, it's still showing, like he said in the video as well, as long as people are holding their positions and people are holding the overall stock, there's no real reason for concern. It still looks extremely promising. All the data is on our side. Everything is still on our side when it comes to this situation for more continuation and upside. So I think he does an excellent job at covering this. I'll have the link down below if you want to check that out as well. But overall, I'm still very happy. I'm still very pleased with everything going on. And I just wanted to push this video out and give my opinion on some of the stuff that happened on Friday. Even though we expected it, even though we went over this, I know people need kind of that sense of comfort. Hey, I can be whatever you need me to be. But that's besides the point. I'll have a video going on tomorrow about the charting and stuff like that, is exactly what movements that I'll be looking for, the support, resistances, things like that. I always like to leave my people with something to look forward to. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Like, subscribe, do what you got to do, and maybe I'll be live tonight. Namaste.